All right, so dear Matsons, I feel like a pushover. My kids do not seem to listen to anything I say, and I feel powerless. Do you have any tips? Sincerely, pushover parent. Well, you might have heard me actually say this a couple times throughout my parenting journey because there's different wirings that parents bring to the table. And I've noticed a pattern that happens between us is that when you say something, the girls will respond very clearly because Jeff's wiring is direct and to the point, and you have a real gift of follow through.
Why, thank you, honey.
And my wiring is maybe a little more grace and fluid. And sometimes I process as I'm talking. And so the girls don't always know where I'm landing. So it can get confusing and sometimes come across as the pushover parent. But the truth is I mean what I say. I've just had to learn some tools like you to make it clearer to my kids. When we first had kittens, when we were first married, we got kittens. And I learned this pretty quickly when you pointed it out when I was like trying to discipline our little kitten, was like, no, kitty, don't do that. No, kitty. And you were like,
mixed message.
Mixed messaging. Well, it's true for parenting. You can't have your tone not match what you're asking. And yet there is also the parent who kind of blows up and you lose control when you're trying to get your kid to do something. And the kids go, we got power because we know how to get mom and dad to react. Yeah. So we're going to give you just a couple quick tips that will help you actually get your kids' attention and help them know that you mean what you say. So the first one is look your kids in the eye. Literally think about what you're needing them to do, what you're wanting them to say, and look them in the eye. Sometimes I'll even grab their little face gently and say, look at me. This is really important. And then have them repeat back what you say. And that lets your kids know we're on the same page. And I do expect that you're hearing me right now. And you even said you heard me.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is that, change your tone of voice, kind of go down to a whisper, especially with little kids. This is kind of interesting, like you're whispering and you're looking them in the eye, and it's bringing a large room and a large situation with maybe a lot of emotions really close in and focused. And kneeling down so that you are at their level is kind of a big thing. There's a lot of reasons why that's important, but that actually just says and communicates big picture that you're here with me, that the child feels you're here with me. I'm here with you. And we're making sure that we understand each other here.
And then I would say that it also helps us parents know that we're communicating to our kids, because I think so much of parenting is on the fly, right? You're like in the middle of something and you think you're trying to tell your kids something and they don't really hear you. They're multitasking. So all of that requires us to be more intentional as a parent. So the last one I would say for the tip is give a final deadline or a very clear consequence and give your child a choice to choose if they're going to do it and get the consequence, or don't do it and get the consequences. So it would look as simple as you can choose to clean your room by the end of today and we'll get to go out for ice cream because that was on the docket. Or you can choose to not clean your room by the end of the day, but you have to clean it by the end of the week and we won't go out for ice cream today. You choose. And it gives that kid power. It also gives them a chance to kind of think through consequences and practice that skill for life.
Yeah, and the big thing is just make sure that as you're doing this, you're building this trust and that you follow through. And follow through is so important. It communicates that you do mean what you say. And if you're consistent in that, and nobody does this perfectly, but if you're generally consistent in this, it builds that trust. And you'd be proud of the framework that your kids fit into in that, because it creates a safety. They know what's coming. They know that we're going to have this kind of a conversation because you've had them many times before, and they know what to expect. So that's the best thing that we can offer you today in terms of practical tips on this question.
Yeah.
If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to the Christian Parenting YouTube channel, and we hope that this is practically encouraging to you in your parenting journey.
Yeah, and we truly believe that you are the right parent for the job, and we're here cheering you on.